My wife and I have been together for 15 years, we have 3 kids and overall things are pretty good. A few weeks ago we started talking about her posting nude images on Reddit. She's a beautiful woman and was wanting a bit of anonymous sexual attention, and honestly the idea of it was huge a turn on for me. So after thinking and talking about it we agreed to try it out. We laid out base rules and she swore she would be 100% transparent and honest with me. Great. Well, she posted a few images and it kind of blew up. She got hundreds of messages and upvotes. We stayed up most of the night corresponding with people and having a great time. We had sex that night and it was honestly some of the best we've ever had. Such a massive turn on for the both of us. But, things kinda turned south when a particularly handsome man sent her a chat request on the chat app Kik. Right from the beginning I could tell she was turned on by what he was saying and the images he was sending her. I had no problem with this, it was kind of the point. A few days later I asked her if she was still communicating with anyone and she said no. Okay, I thought, no problem. Then, a few hours later I walked into our bathroom and caught her taking a photo of her boobs. She instantly got embarrassed/flustered and quickly made up a story that she was just taking a photo just for herself, no one else. I thought it seemed suspicious, so later in the day I brought it up and asked her to be 100% honest with me. She doubled down on the story. Fine, no big deal. We ended up having a normal night and I went to bed around 10. For some reason I woke up at about 2 a.m. and my wife was awake texting on Kik. She didn't notice that I woke up. I pretended to be asleep and watched her send messages to him that included images. My heart sank through the floor. After thinking about it I wanted to give my wife an opportunity to tell me the truth, so the next day I asked her again if she had been messaging anybody. She said straight up no and that she wasn't interested in talking to anyone. So at this point I was obviously extremely suspicious. Later while she was in the shower I looked through her phone. I saw the conversation but most of the messages had been deleted. None of the images I saw her send the night before were there. I was torn on bringing this up to her, but eventually that night I decided to come clean. Initially she lied and said she wasn't talking to anyone, then I brought up the fact that I looked through her phone and saw missing messages, and after an hour or so talking about it she finally admitted to sending him multiple images and even one including her face, a big no-no on our agreement. She said she got swept up and started to get feelings for this guy, and he manipulated her into sending images. She said she was embarrassed and felt guilty about how she felt about him, so she couldn't be honest with me as she thought it would hurt me too much. I should probably give some background on us. My wife and I have had a lot of trust issues in our relationship. She's cheated on me once and I would often find her communicating with ex-boyfriends. Every time I would confront her she would lie until I could definitively prove what she had done, then she would break down and admit everything. But, this was all years ago, and she's been perceivably straightforward and honest with me for a long time. We've both grown up a lot and I felt like we were in a good spot and that I could trust her to do something like this. I guess I was wrong. That night she messaged the guy on Kik and said that she could no longer talk to him and deleted the app. She also deleted her Reddit account. She swore that she would never do something like this again, that she wants to keep our marriage and our family together. I'm torn on what to do. It would be one thing if this was the first offense, but unfortunately it's not. So, obviously I'm devastated. Part of me wants to just hunker down and stay together for the kids, become distant and unattached. To be in a loveless marriage sounds terrible, I just don't know what to do. Here is another cheating story. Hello, if you take the time to read this then God bless you. I have been with my wife for 5 years. We met when I was 22. At the time I was doing very badly in life. Staying in a hotel room, a crack hotel basically, and worked at a hotel. I was going nowhere and fast. I met this young single mom who was breathtaking in appearance. 5 feet 2 inches, light brown eyes, nice hourglass shape lol. More importantly we got along so good. We are both Native American which was important to me and made our bond all the more meaningful. She had a 4-year-old boy who became my pride and joy. The kid called me dad from then on because his father was never there for him in any way shape or form whatsoever. Things went really good when they were good and really awful when they went bad. We were compatible sexually big time and when we got along things just flowed so naturally. Like we had finally arrived at a destination we were always supposed to end up. We've lived together since then and eventually moved out of our small town to a bigger city in Great Falls. She had a problem with opiate addiction in the past as did I, but both of us had gotten past that until things went seriously wrong. I made the mistake of cheating on her and she found out about it while living in the city. She cheated back but cheated to such an extreme that to this day I don't know if I forgive her or what. She went back to pill addiction, and the man she cheated with was a pill dealer, pain pills. I was abandoned by my mother as a kid and grew up with my grandparents, so when she left me alone in the city to go chase some pill dealer, my whole life fell apart. She ended up getting indicted by the feds and spent the last year in jail. She is finally getting released, but I don't know if I can trust her again. Her family also hates me and treats me like crap, even though I stepped up for her kid and have been overall a positive influence on her, trying to get her out of active addiction while trying to pull myself out too. Thoughts? Also, while she was in jail, they let her out twice for 72 hours and she didn't spend the night with me, which really hurts and makes me think it's time to move on. I have other women hitting me up, but because I am staying so loyal to this one, I am missing opportunities.